Hey everyone, Sarah here. So I am here for part 5 of my David Allen's Getting Things Done series. So just to recap, first part was just an overview of the whole system, which was capture what has your attention, clarify what each item actually is, what you have to do with it. Step 3 was to organize the results of the first 2 steps, so clarify and capture. So in this video, we're going to talk about reflect and engage. And the reason why I'm not doing 2 separate videos, because I was originally intending to do 2 separate videos here. So I think reflect and engage is, they just go so closely hand in hand. So you could say a weekly plan with me is a reflect. But throughout the day, you're always reflecting. You're always understanding. You're trying to always understand what the big picture is. To simplify, reflect is really just an overview of the whole picture. So really, every week when I'm looking at my weekly overview, what has to be done? What are the timelines on things? What needs? If I have something Thursday, do I have to do something Wednesday? So being prepared on Thursday means you got to do some work on Wednesday, or Tuesday or Monday, whatever you have time for. And then engage is really using that workflow tool. So this is his workflow. It's page 37 of his book, this book. And so engage is really choosing what you want to do in the time that you have available. So if I have 10 minutes, I might, schedule a meeting. If I have 4 hours, maybe I'll work on a project, right? So what is the block of time that you have available to you to really hammer out some of the tasks that you need to do, or the next actions, or the to-do list, or whatever, whatever the things are, run an errand, whatever the case may be. So this is my take on his workflow. It's very similar, but reflect is really the whole process. And the reason I modified it is because I really at first didn't understand how reflect and engage really came together until I started to get better at it. So I just put this on here because I thought it made sense to me. So the whole workflow tool, the whole workflow, or the whole process of, is this a project, or is this a reference, or is this a next action, or can I delegate it? That whole thing is reflect, or a weekly plan with me could be reflect. And then engage is what you're choosing to work on, maybe working through that next action list, running through running the errands, that kind of thing. So we're going to get into it, and I recorded a couple days worth of work for me and how I use David Allen, and this was really hard to do, so show me some grace here. But I recorded myself, and it's over a span of 2 days, because one day when I first did it, I was in meetings all day. So that's not interesting for you all. So I did have to, be cautious of what I release in this. So there's some blank outs and some things, but I recorded some of the meetings, and basically it's me doing meetings and emails, and a couple just general phone calls. So we're going to get into it, and this is my take on reflect and engage. So hope you like it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks everyone. All right. I'm just coming into my office. I'm choosing to engage in work. I'm not sure if I'm choosing to, but I have to. So I got my water, opening up my laptop, turning on the computer. So having some coffee, and I'm just kind of waiting for everything to boot up. So I'm just opening up my planner. So you guys are familiar with my planner, my file of facts, and I have my work bullet journal in here and my planner. So you guys, my work bullet journal is just where I keep track of all the things, And I am referencing my old work bullet journal still, so you might see that pop in and out. But I'm opening up my work bullet journal because it has all my next actions, my meeting minutes, all that kind of stuff, that the log of things, if you will, all the log of intentions that I have. And then there's my planner. So yes, I'm just kind of getting that out, and I'm letting my computer boot up and all the fun things. Okay. So here's my planner breakdown. So I have that next action, inbox, and I talked about breaking down those moments that matters a little bit. So here I'm just looking through my next action list, and I'm moving some stuff in. So again, this was Thursday and Friday. So Thursday I basically had a lot of meetings, so I really couldn't do a lot of next actions. And then so Friday, this is actually my Friday morning, and I'm populating some of the stuff that I have in Friday morning. Some of the next actions that I want to get to on Friday. So I'm just kind of going through, and some of the things that I wrote in here is scheduling some meetings, and I want to get to inbox 0. So I was out for a couple days, so I had over 300 emails I had to get through, and not every email requires an action from me. So I normally just like sort by subject, read the latest thread, see if I got to do something about it, and move, like get rid of it, delete it, or follow up on it, or take care of it or something. And then I wanted to focus on the MOR meeting, so our MOR meeting. So I'm just kind of get into it here. So I'm just kind of setting some intentions for my day. My coworkers showed up. So there's my cat and dog. Bogey is the dog and Oregano is the cat. So here's me writing in inbox 0. Okay, so you guys know I'm trying to focus on health. I'm trying to get better about taking my vitamins, and I was doing really well with that, but I kind of fell off the wagon there. When I went to back working from home, I kind of fell out of my routine. So I was taking my vitamins, and I'm drinking like tons of water and coffee, and I'm just starting my day. So this is that daily management. This is that 8 to 9 block where I'm running reports and all that stuff. And I had a little bit of time before my first meeting of the day. My first formal meeting of the day was at 9. So I was catching up with one of my coworkers to just say like, hey, is there anything I need to know about before going in the 9 o'clock, because I was out a couple days. So we're going to get into just a little bit of that phone call.
I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. Sorry.
Don't be afraid to have some fun at work. So a little Slim Shady never hurt anyone.
Is there anything I need to know about in the 6 minutes? Yeah, I was gonna set up the kickoff for that project next week. So, but yeah, we should figure out tech support, because.
So these two. So he's talking to me about a couple things that he wanted me to, focus on, and those are actually inbox items. So when I said I was going to set up a meeting for next week, I already had that in my next action list, and it was something that I wanted to schedule for today to set up that kickoff meeting. And then he gave me a new item that I put into my inbox, which was to discuss like kind of an organizational alignment around some tech support items. So I'm just finishing up the call here.
Some issues with it.
So I hung up with him, and we only had 6 minutes to catch up, which was more than enough. I just wanted to get a pulse on how the past couple days were, if there was anything I needed to worry about, and also grab some inbox items that I had to take care of. So now I'm getting into my first meeting of the day, and my first part of when I came in the morning, the first thing I do on my daily management, I call it, or my routine, or the things that I do as soon as I come in the morning, is I run a bunch of reports, and I get the sales numbers for the day, and I report them out to a cross-functional management meeting. And I also use that meeting, and I keep track of this in my planner, some items that are on my radar. So maybe there's some sales orders that are at risk, or something, or there's a problem or an issue that I need to communicate. So I keep that in my planner, and that's one of the new things that I put in for my moments that matter. So I have the hot list, or the issues list, or what do I want to work on, plan the grind. So it's stuff that I want to talk about or keep on my radar. so I can flip back to it or carry it over day by day. So in that management meeting, I'm going to give out some numbers, so you'll see a little bit of that. I'm not going to share any numbers with you, but you're also going to see me following up and talking through some hot issues that I saw in my planner that I had to keep track of from Monday. Because remember, I was at work on Monday, but I didn't work Tuesday, Wednesday, so I wanted to follow up Thursday. I had to get an update. Good morning, everyone. This is Sarah. Sorry to disappoint you, John. Well, thank you. So for bookings yesterday, you could give me an update on that order. When would it come back if everything goes well today? So in that meeting, I got some information from all the cross-functional departments that I needed to learn to know about, and then I also because I have that earlier at 9, and then I have my team meeting at 10:30, and I also convey what I heard in the 9. I trickle it down and kind of pass the information along, so we're all kind of going in the same direction, ideally anyhow. So in that meeting, you saw me give an update on how the business did the day, well, it was actually Wednesday, so the day before. I got some updates for that I needed, so I kept track of it in my planner, and then I also got an update from all the other departments so I could prepare for my team meeting, so I can communicate down what's going on. Because you also have to, we do this no matter what, whether we're in the office or not, but everybody is remote right now, so this is even more important than normal. Okay, so here, that's my inbox. So I did my daily management and I automated some reports. So if you've been following along for a while, you knew I built out some Excel reports. So I was putting my instructions away just in my inbox folder, which is really reference, but I like to just kind of follow them through. Okay, so here I'm actually going into one of the next meetings in the day, and the objective of this meeting is to do root cause analysis or understand why we had a problem, why we had a missed shipment. So this was a cross-functional meeting across multiple departments: quality, manufacturing, production, and myself, and we're talking about what could have caused that mistake. So we don't want to have this mistake again, so we want to understand what went wrong so we can get better at it. So in this meeting, you're going to talk, I'm really driving, my role is to drive customer excellence. Like, we want to be better for the customer. So I'm always trying to push that message to change, well, not change the culture, but just to kind of convey the culture that our company has chosen or is all about, really. So here's just some snapshots of this meeting. And I did get some action. I didn't get any action items from this, but I did get a waiting on. So I'm waiting on somebody to follow up and schedule some meetings in an additional root cause analysis meeting. And I'm putting that in my waiting on list because it's affecting my customer. So I want to make sure they get it done. And I'm going to continue to follow up until they do it because I feel that this is important. So I'm waiting on them to schedule a meeting.
I think that we have to understand what what the expectations are of the process that we need. So requires that. So, if you have two things, a screen and a pick list, that are disagreeing with each other, that's a cue to reach out, to ask a question. And it's,
So that's a little bit of my background. Okay, so now I'm having my next meeting of the day. So this is why I did 2 different days, basically. So here I'm in my team meeting, and I'm just, this is my team, so it's super informal, and this is a way for us to keep connected during this whole situation, and also a way for me to communicate to them what I know and for them to tell me what they need from me. So in this meeting, I actually, one of my team members brought an issue to my attention. She's really frustrated, so I'm trying to help her out, support her, and I'm taking an action to follow up with that issue. So I did get some action items from this. So these went into my inbox section of my planner that, I needed to follow up with this person for that, and another person for this other thing, and this thing for that other thing. And this is the way that my team is communicating to me right now. We talk all throughout the day, but this is our formal time where we just all get together and we have a little fun with it, as I'm sure you'll see.
Killing me. Alrighty then, how's everyone doing? Good for the customer. Customer centric. So you know what? Let it go. Let it hit the top. Let the conversation be had, because frankly, it is a conversation that needs to be had, escalated, and then supported by the right people to fix it. So you're doing everything you can. I got you. I see what you're doing. I see you care. Well, let me take care of this stuff, then I'll get back to y'all.
Okay, so you saw me go through a few meetings. You seen me catch up with a couple people and run through my daily management. So in the meetings, the key takeaways from there are to take those tasks you get assigned, and those go right into your inbox. Between meetings, I had the ability to maybe schedule a meeting, so I had like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So that's a great time to go through your next action list and say, schedule that meeting. And yeah, so the calendar items really flow me through the day, and then I just find moments in time where I can get some next actions done. So that's why it's great to have that running list, because if I have 10 minutes between a meeting, meeting 1 and meeting 2, and there's 10 minutes there, if I have to figure out what I have to do, I'm going to take that 10 minutes to figure out what I have to do. But if I have a running to-do list or a running next action list, I'm going to just start hammering them out. So the rest of the day went a lot like that, a lot of meetings, and then I really did block off some time. So you guys see me put desk work in my plan with me. And when I put desk work in my plan with me, that's really when I am trying to get to inbox 0 or work on some projects. So I did try to get to inbox 0. I didn't get there, I'll be honest with you, but I knocked out over 250 emails. So this is me just doing tons of emails, basically, which I found really funny to hear the keyboard tapping. So, so I put it in there. Okay, so I hope that you liked this part 5 of David Allen's Getting Things Done. So we talked about reflect and engage. So reflect is all about looking at all the things you have to do. It could be a plan with me, a weekly review, looking at the bigger picture and just all the things that you have to do. So that running to-do list, that projects list that you have. And then engage is choosing what you can do with the time you have. So what are the things you want to work on? So between meetings, I talked about this. I had 10 minutes, so I worked on setting up some emails setting up some inboxes. So in the 10 minutes between meetings, I might set up a meeting that I need to schedule for next week, or maybe I can shoot out a couple emails. I don't know, it depends on what's going on. Or maybe I just want to get another cup of coffee, frankly. So that's the way you can engage. And then you also engage in by way of, if being prepared for a meeting. So if I see a meeting coming up, so if you reflect back to that morning management meeting, I knew I had some things that I needed to get updates on. So I used that opportunity to get some updates that I needed for my customer. And then also to prepare me for the next meeting so I could communicate some of the things going on in work to my team. So we're all kind of going in the same direction. We're all in the loop of things. So I hope you liked this plan with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more, and check out all my other series. If you have any questions about David Allen, leave them in the comments, and I'll try to do a Q&A on David Allen and answer all your questions. So thanks, everyone. Have a great one. Bye.